Hi, we were discussing about various polymers, various synthetically important polymers, and the first class we discussed was synthetic rubbers. In synthetic rubbers, we discussed about what is so called bunyas, then bunyl, neoprene, etc. Then we discussed about synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers, we discussed two classes. First one was polyamides. Polyamides means the compounds having amide linkage, in which we have discussed two examples. One was nylon 6,6, the other one was nylon 6. And after we discuss in the heading synthetic fiber, other one polyesters. Polyesters are very good example for polyester is Sterling and Dacron. So that was our discussion in the previous class. Now we discuss about plastics. And you are very familiar with the plastics in your day-to-day life, and we are using for so many things in our life. And we can have plastics mainly two classes. The first one is called thermoplastics, and the second class is called thermosetting plastics. We already discussed what was thermoplastics. Thermoplastics means they can be melt. Upon melting, they become a soft. They get softened, and after softening, they can be remolded. The reuse remolding the reuse thermoplastics. While thermosetting plastics, the second classes, bakelite was a very good example we come across for thermosetting plastics. It cannot be remolded. Once it is molded, it becomes a hard mass. There was thermosetting plastics. Anyhow, under thermoplastics, we have certain examples. Not all the examples, some examples we will discuss. The first one is polythene or polyethylene. Very common polythene cover, polythene sheet. Actually, the polythene is nothing other than polyethylene. You know, ethylene. Ethylene is CH2 double bond CH2. CH2 double bond CH2 m times, and here is many times. Upon polymerization, you will get polyethylene. Here is polyethylene, and polyethylene is CH single bond CH single bond CH single bond m times. So that is polyethylene. Remember, this polyethylene we can have two types. They are low density polyethylene, it is called LDPE. The other one is high density polyethylene, HDPE. വളരെ കോമൺ ആയിട്ട് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന സാധനങ്ങളാണ് ഈ ലോ ഡെൻസിറ്റി പോളിയെത്തിലിനും ഫ്ലെക്സിബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ ഫ്ലെക്സിബിൾ പൈപ്പുകൾ പോലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് ലോ ഡെൻസിറ്റി പോളിയെത്തിലിനാണ്. നമ്മൾ ബാസ്ക്കറ്റ് പോലെയുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ, ഡസ്റ്റ്ബിൻ പോലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് ഹൈ ഡെൻസിറ്റി പോളിയെത്തിലിൻ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ്. See, why it is LDPE, low density, why it is high density? See, in LDPE, it is a branched one. This is a polymer chain, polyethylene combined with a polymer chain, and there you can see the branches. So LDPE, low density polyethylene, is a branched polymer, while high density polyethylene is a linear polymer. ഇങ്ങനെ കുറേയധികം പോളിമേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇവരെ നമുക്ക് സ്റ്റാക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ദേ ക്യാൻ ബി സ്റ്റാക്ക്ഡ്, അടുക്കി വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഒന്നിന് മുകളിൽ ഒന്നായിട്ട് അടുക്കി വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോൾ the density will be high. That's why it is HDPE called high density polyethylene. എന്നാൽ ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനെയല്ല, ബ്രാഞ്ചസ് ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് they cannot be stacked very closely. നന്നായിട്ട് അടുക്കി വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഡെൻസിറ്റി കുറവാണ്. That's why it is called LDPE, low density polyethylene. Now we will discuss about the low density polyethylene. It is prepared by the polymerization of ethylene, CH2 double bond CH2, at about 473 Kelvin under high pressure, 500 to 1500 atm. അത് സാധാരണ കെമിക്കൽ റിയാക്ഷൻ നടക്കുന്നത് room atmospheric pressure 1 atm. Sugar pressure 500 to 1500 in the presence of traces of oxygen as initiator, because the free radical polymerization or free radical that's why oxygen is taken as initiator, which provides oxygen provides a free radical. It is extremely flexible and is resistant to chemical and moisture. Density koravaanu, so it is extremely flexible. Uses: it is used to make packing and wrapping films, laboratory ware, wash bottles, irrigation pipes, and for insulating electric wires and cables. HDPE, high density polyethylene, ethylene at a moderate temperature, that is 323 to 393 Kelvin, and moderate pressure 1 to 20 atm, in the presence of a specified catalyst called a Ziegler-Natta catalyst gives HDPE. A Ziegler-Natta catalyst is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. It is a combination of titanium tetrachloride and triethyl aluminum. Ziegler-Natta. What is Ziegler-Natta catalyst? It is a combination of titanium tetrachloride and triethyl aluminum. So here this ethene or ethylene upon polymerization with the Ziegler-Natta catalyst, you will get polyethylene. It has high tensile strength, stiffness and hardness. It is resistant to chemicals and moisture. It is used to make toys and household articles. So let's talk about HDPE. Now we discuss about polystyrene. The E compound, the benzene ring, CH double bond CH2 styrene. This group in vinyl, so it is vinyl benzene. The other common name is vinyl benzene. Vinyl benzene upon n times polymerization with the benzoyl peroxide is another substance which provide free radical peroxides. Benzoyl peroxide gives polystyrene. So this is polystyrene. It is a linear polymer which is resistant to alkalis, acids, oxidants and reductants. It is however brittle, as poor heat resistance and poor weathering properties. It is used to make jars, bottles, TV and radio cabinets, toys, formal plastics and for electrical insulation. Now polyvinyl chloride, PVC. We are very familiar with the PVC, term PVC. So it is CH2 double bond CHCl. Ethylene or chlorine vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride hydrogen peroxide 293 Kelvin polymerization, you will get PVC. Single bond CH2, single bond CHCl, single bond N times. That is your polyvinyl chloride. It is a tough and horn-like material which is resistant to acids, alkalis, oxidants and reductants, used in the manufacture of pipes, equipment parts and for covering wires and cables. Now it is polytetrafluoroethylene, PTFE or Teflon. Teflon coating. Tetrafluoroethylene. Ethylene 4 hydrogen 4 fluorine വന്നു. Tetrafluoroethylene. And നമ്മൾ free radical polymerization ചെയ്യുന്നു. So we get polytetrafluoroethylene. It is a linear polymer unattacked by most alkalis and it is unattacked by almost all chemicals except alkali metals. It is tough and has excellent heat resistance. It is used for making pump valves and pipes, for insulation of motors, coils, capacitors, generators, transformers, and for coating cookware to produce non-stick cooking utensils. Teflon coated frying panuകൾ പോലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. ഇത്രയാണ് നമുക്ക് തെർമോപ്ലാസ്റ്റിക്സ് ഉള്ളത്. 4 നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു. 4 പഠിച്ചത് ഒന്ന് പോളിത്തീൻ, അത് രണ്ട് ടൈപ്പ്, low density polythene and high density polyethylene, then polystyrene, then polyvinyl chloride, then polytetrafluoroethylene or Teflon. I will continue with the topic called thermosetting plastics.